Okay, I'm told recording is in progress. And Mike, you're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Not muted, am I? No. Okay, cool. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Mike Webster, and I do the financial aid for the freshman transition program. I am with the CCBC Financial Aid Office on the Dundalk campus. I am not the star of the show today because the majority of the students in the program, historically at least, have transitioned out of the program after the first semester. So I'm really only talking to the minority of students here who are going to be continuing in the program for a second semester in the spring 24. And also, my message is very simple, which is basically that if you are continuing in the program for a second semester for spring, then everything's going to work more or less exactly the same as it did for fall. So you're going to redo everything the same way that you did for the fall semester, all of your financial aid and billing. And again, this is just if you're staying in the program, all your financial aid and billing for the spring semester will be done through CCBC, just as it was for fall. Once we get everybody's official transition status, we get your bills set up and your registration set up, you will begin to receive weekly email updates to your student email account, just like you did in the summer and the start of the fall semester. Those weekly email updates will update you on where you stand financial aid wise, billing wise, whether or not you owe us any documents or anything like that, what kind of financial aid you have, etc. If you are going to be paying your bill via loans, be them federal student loans and or Parent Plus loans, you will need to reapply. You will do that again the same way you did in the fall via physical paper applications. Those applications will be on our website, the FTP website, that is, and links will also be sent out to you every week in those weekly emails. So do keep in mind that you will need to resubmit those applications if you do want to reapply for loans for the spring semester. The only thing that you did in the fall that you won't have to redo is entrance counseling and master promissory notes for the loans. Those are good for 10 years. The one thing you may also have to redo from the online application process for the loans is if your parent is going to be borrowing a Parent Plus loan, they may have to redo the credit check that's done online. And I say may, that's because those credit checks are good for 6 months. So depending on when exactly they did the one that they may have done already for the fall, it might still be good if it was within 6 months, or it might not. So depending on whether or not that 6 months have already elapsed, they may have to do a new credit check online. But you do have to do new physical paper applications for us either way. And you can submit them to us online or by mail or by fax. And all those instructions are going to be, in your emails and also on the forms themselves. The other thing that you may want to make sure that you do, and you may have already done this at the start of the fall semester, but you want to make sure that you address all of your state aid if you're getting any aid from MHEC, the Maryland Higher Education Commission. You want to make sure that aid is also addressed to CCBC and not to Towson. And again, everything I'm saying is just for students that are continuing in the program, not transitioning for the spring semester. So if you're staying in the program, make sure that you've addressed that aid for the spring semester to CCBC as well as you did in the fall. Again, when you did it for the fall, you may have done both fall and spring at that time. So maybe you've already done that, but you might just want to double check on that through their online MDCAP system, just to make sure any awards that the state gave you are directed to CCBC still for the spring semester as well and not to TU. So same as fall. All of your aid and billing is done through CCBC. Private scholarships you may be getting, also address them to CCBC. Any kind of private loans you may be receiving or anything like that, make sure that's addressed to CCBC and not to Towson. You'll get your bill from CCBC that will include your CCBC charges and your TU charges as well, just like you did for the fall. So yeah, I mean, pretty much my message for the students that are continuing in the program is business as usual, same as you did for the fall semester. And just like before the fall semester, my primary message is keep up with your email. Make sure you're reading over those emails that we send you very carefully, top to bottom, word for word, every single word. As long as you're doing that, you're not going to miss anything. We're going to have all our instructions in those emails and also all the information about where you stand at the moment when you get those emails from us weekly. So yeah, everything pretty much same as fall, and that's basically all I have.
Great. Thank you, Mike, as always. So again, we ask that you would hold your questions, please, until the remainder of our presentations have been delivered. So next we will have Hope Smedley on behalf of Financial Aid at Towson.
Great. Great. Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Towson if you're transitioning to Towson. I think I have a PowerPoint, correct? Great. So that's Tom's. So this is Tom's presentation.
Do we have the right one, Hope?
No, this is Tom's presentation. This is the SUBO.
Oh, I think I have that it's showing financial aid office. Is that not what's displaying?
No,
Oh,
not on my screen, but
okay.
I can find it and show it on my screen. Share my
No.
screen if you need me to.
Let me have one more minute with that. Sorry for
Okay.
live show.
There you go. So this is the financial aid office presentation. Do I click it or do you? There we go. So at Towson, you will add Towson to your FAFSA, to your current 23-24 FAFSA. Our school code is 002099. You're going to want to wait until after 12/20/23. That's to avoid any additional requirements from CCBC. So you're going to want to wait until you're for sure coming to transitioning to Towson and all of that. But then you're going to update your school code to Towson. If you don't remember that code, it's okay. Just type Towson in on the FAFSA. When you can expect to see your spring financial aid package will be mid-January. To late January, just depending on when we get your official transactions. You will view it on your TU online student account. So you'll have a TU number, well, you probably already do have a TU number, student account, all of that. We do it a little bit differently. We will award you the spring half of your loans. We will only award the spring half. Even if you didn't use the fall, you can ask for the fall later if you need to, but we will only award the spring half. It will not be paper. You will only have to accept them online. You will have to, I think it's on the next slide, but you will have to do a new MPN and entrance counseling for Towson when you come to Towson, just that one time. You need to check your TU email regularly. Just as Mike had said, we will give you all your information in your email. We will ask you for documents, and it's very important that you submit those missing documents as soon as possible. For direct student loans, if you took loans at CCBC and completed the entrance counseling, you have to do it again at Towson. And if you've never taken loans, same thing, you still have to go on to studentaid.gov. I think it has changed actually to studentaid.gov. I'm sorry, I didn't change that instead of student loans. And you have to complete a master promissory note and entrance counseling. For the Parent Plus loan, you need to reapply with TU for the spring semester. Apply online at studentaid.gov. You sign in with your FSA ID, not your student's FSA ID. That's the one place that gets messed up a lot. And just, complete as soon as possible. Any alternative loans for the spring, if you have loans from any other lender or the lender of your choice, you're going to apply for that as soon as possible as well. Do the loan period 1/30/24 to 5/23/24. You don't have to do those exact dates. We'll fix it to make the right exact dates, but basically it's January to May is what you're doing. Also, apply as soon as possible because your bills will come out and we'll want to have the loans processed. Inform MHEC if you're changing to Towson. You have to log into your MDCAPS account. You have to let them know that Towson is now your home school. Your award amount may or may not change, and it may take a few weeks after your initial package to show up. That's one of the things that we get a lot of questions about. I know I'm getting MHEC aid. You probably still are getting MHEC aid as long as you've met the requirements that they ask for, but it might not show up on Towson's website for a couple weeks. Talk to the financial aid office if you have any special circumstances. Now, if we use 2021 on the FAFSA, that's 2 years prior. So if anything has happened in 22 or 23 that makes your home situation different than what was in 2021, you need to talk to us. If a parent has lost a job, if, you know, COVID is still in here, because people are still having the ramifications from COVID. If your Parent Plus application was denied, there's a lot of things we might be able to do to help you. So please call the financial aid office immediately. Complete your 24-25 FAFSA. So normally we say it's already opened, do it now, but it is not open yet. They're making big changes to the FAFSA. It's supposed to be a lot easier, a lot more streamlined, and it is opening December 31st. So complete it on your winter break. Complete it, you know, as soon as you can, so that we can have that information, because when you complete the new FAFSA, they'll start asking if you're selected for verification. We won't have as much time this year because we usually have them open since October. So you want to use the IRS data retrieval tool to import, and actually I missed that, it should be your 2022 taxes. They're gonna actually force you, I think, as I can't think of a better word than force, but I think the new FAFSA is requiring you to use the data retrieval tool if you are able to use your 2022 taxes. Submit all documents as soon as possible. Packages will be emailed to you in early April, hopefully early April, maybe mid. You will not receive a package if your documents have not been submitted or processed. So if you've been selected for verification and we've asked you for your parents' 22 taxes or any information, you will not get a package until we have that information. Make sure that TU is listed on your 23-24 FAFSA at the end of December. You need to check your TU account and your student center regularly. Look for spring packages in mid-January. And then submit next year's FAFSA by February 1st. That's our priority deadline for any institutional aid from Towson. And then read your TU notification guide. We really give a very good, very detailed information guide on your eligibility, your requirements, what you have to do next. So please read all of your emails from top to bottom and make sure that you provide anything that is needed. This is just our financial aid contact information. The easiest, we also have a chat that is on here now. We have a chat. If you go to the financial aid website at Towson, it'll say chat now, live chat. We have it every day, 8 to 4:30. And I think that's it.
I think so. Thanks so much, Hope. So we will get to our final presenter for today, last but not least, Tom Ruby, the Director of Student and University Billing at Towson University. So Tom, I will go ahead and pull your presentation up and we will resume in just a second.
Okay, very good. First of all, I want to congratulate all those students who will be transitioning to Towson University. Welcome. I am the director of the Student and University Billing Office. I'm better known as the Chief Bill Collector here at Towson. So let me just talk a little bit about the bill. If we can go to the next slide, please. Sure.
We'll do that in just 1 minute. Sorry.
All right, no problem. You take your time.
Yeah.
Live entertainment.
We all set, Tom?
There I am. Yes. Thank you very much. So if we can go to the next slide, that would be great. There we go. All right. So here at Towson University, we do not bill you with a paper bill. We actually use a e-bill system, and we utilize a business partner, which is called TouchNet. Now, this is how this is going to work. Once you register for your classes for the spring semester, you will be receiving an email to your TU email address informing you that you have an e-bill available. And it is very important, as all of my colleagues have talked about, checking your email is highly important because you don't want to miss out on anything. So once you receive that email, you will be directed to a website, which is our e-bill portal. You'll authenticate yourself and you'll pick up your bill. Your bill will be itemized. It will be very easy to follow from the standpoint of tuition will be identified, all of the university mandatory fees such as auxiliary, athletic, technology, SGA, wellness, all those fees that are mandatory will be identified on the bill. Any other charges, such as a parking permit, a housing fee, a meal plan, all that will also be available and itemized, so it is very easy to follow. Now, we do expect you to pay your bill on time, but after the semester has begun and you have paid your semester bill, if there are any new charges that come onto the account, you will be receiving a monthly statement. And again, an email will be sent to you notifying you of a new e-bill, a monthly statement, whereby you will go back to that website. You'll enter into the e-bill portal and you'll authenticate yourself and you will pick up your e-bill. And again, that will be all itemized from the standpoint of any new charges that may appear on your account after you have paid your initial bill. Next slide, please. Again, these are all the itemized items that will be go ahead and posted onto your account. And it is very, very easy to follow. Next slide. So for the spring semester, your bill will be due on February 6th. Now, our continuing students here at Towson University, their bill is actually due on January 3rd. However, we always give our incoming students some additional time. That is the reason why you have a February 6th date, and that will be the only time that you will get this type of extended due date for your bill. In the future, you will have a due date associated being a continuing student. But for this spring semester, your due date will be February 6th. Next slide, please. So let me just talk a little bit about methods of payment. Here at Towson University, we do accept cash. I personally do like cash. However, please do not send any cash through the mail. Come to our payment center. It is located in the Enrollment Services building, and we'll be happy to take your cash and give you a receipt for it. If you're paying by check or money order, please make it payable to Towson University. And in the memo section of the check or money order, identify the student's name and ID number. That will help the payment center to make sure that that check or money order is posted properly. Here at Towson University, we do accept ACH and e-checks, and we find that many of our students and parents do take advantage of that. Again, our business partner, TouchNet, has a payment portal. You would come to our website. You can go ahead and access the payment portal at our website, and you can pay with an ACH or an e-check payment, and it's very easy. You're going to identify the bank routing number, the account number to be used, and you're going to enter in the dollar amount that you want to pay. It is an automatic process whereby that payment would be posted directly onto the student's financial account. Now, there is no cost, there are no fees associated with an ACH e-check payment. Wire transfers. We do accept wire transfers here at Towson University. This may be a situation whereby you have a relationship with a bank or a credit union or another lending institution, and they will make the payment in your student or the student's behalf as a wire transfer here to Towson and to the payment center. We do accept wire transfers. There is some information that you need to provide that bank, credit union, lending institution so that the wire is successful and the wire transfer of funds is posted to the right account. You will come to our website, and there is information that you'll be able to glean to provide that information to the bank or credit union or lending institution for the wire transfer. Third-party payments. We do accept third-party payments. So let me give you some examples of what I mean by that. Maybe the student's parent, employer is paying some or all of the cost of education. That would be a third-party payment. Maybe the student or through the student's parent is receiving VA benefits. That would be a third-party payment. Maybe the student's parent, grandparents are a member of the Maryland Prepaid College Trust or another state's prepaid college trust. That would be a third-party payment. We do accept all third-party payments. However, this is what you need to do if you are receiving a third party. You need to contact the student and university billing office, and you need to tell us about it so that we can put a notation on your account that there is going to be a third-party payment coming. In some cases, we may need to help you from the standpoint of obtaining that third-party payment, whereby we may need to invoice that third party in your behalf, and we'll be very happy to do that. But most of all, you need to contact the student and university billing office to let us know about any third-party payment that you would be receiving. Credit card. Now, the student and university billing office and payment center does not accept any credit card payments for semester bills. However, our business partner, TouchNet, through the payment portal, they do accept credit card in our behalf. They accept Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express. But there is a convenience fee that is assessed by TouchNet for any credit card payment of 2.95% of the amount that would be charged. Next slide, please. So here at Towson, we do have an installment plan for the semester. We call it the Tiger Installment Plan, or we also like to call it the TIP. And here's how it works. You can schedule as many as 4 monthly payments for the term bill. And it works out very well from the standpoint of being able to enroll yourself into the Tiger Installment Plan. And that enrollment form is available on our website. It's very simple. You would be identifying how much you want to schedule your budget for, and that all payments would be due on the 10th of each month. Through this system, you would be notified, or the individual who has set up the Tiger Installment Plan would be notified by email in advance of when that payment would be due on the 10th of each month. But it works out very well. There is a small enrollment fee, and all of that information is directly on our website. And you can see at the bottom the website address where you can obtain that information. If you can go to the next slide, please. So here at Towson, we have to comply with what is called FERPA, the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. And this is a federal regulation as it relates to protecting the privacy of the student. And what I mean by that is the Office of Student Financial Aid, the Student and University Billing Office, and the Registrar's Office cannot disclose any information to anyone else except to the student. However, the student can authorize, by completing a release of information form via the Towson University Services account, a authorization to allow anyone that they identify that information can be released to. But without that authorization, the Student and University Billing Office, the Financial Aid Office, and the Registrar's Office cannot disclose any information. So as a student of Towson University, you do need to complete that release form so that if your parent or anyone else contacts any of our offices, we can verify who they are and that the release of information form has been completed, and then we can disclose all information and answer all of their questions. But without it, we are restricted as relates to providing any information except only to the student. Next slide, please. So here at Towson, we have another business partner, which is called Bank Mobile. And they handle all of our refunds and all of our financial aid rebates. So if you were receiving a financial aid package and your package covers the cost of your education, however, there is surplus money left over, we are obligated to refund that back to you, the student. And we call that a financial aid rebate. General refunds are also processed by the Student and University Billing Office. And let me give you an example of what I mean by a general refund. Maybe you have signed up as a full-time student, and prior to the add drop period, you elect to drop one of your classes, and now you are carrying only 9 academic credits. Therefore, you're going to be charged as a part-time student, and there would be a financial adjustment made to your financial account. And if you paid your bill, there could be a credit balance. That would end up being a general refund. Now, we utilize Bank Mobile for that purpose. And here's what you need to do. You need to identify how you want to receive your financial aid rebate or a general refund. And there are 3 methods of receiving it, and you need to select one. First is to come to the Bank Mobile site, and you're going to have your refund or financial aid rebate dispersed to you as an electronic fund transfer to a checking account or savings account that you identify. Works out very good from the standpoint that is the most expeditious way to get your refund or your financial aid rebate. Bank Mobile will even email you when the money is in your bank account. The second option is a paper check. Now, maybe if you recall during the pandemic, the United States Postal Service pretty well fell on its face. And there is probably still mail floating around somewhere that has not yet been delivered. Now, if you would like to have a paper check, you can request a paper check, which would be made payable to you, the student, and you would identify where you want to have that paper check mailed to. Now, it does take some time for a paper check to get to you. It is not as quick as an electronic fund transfer. The last option is actually the default. If you pick nothing, if you don't select that you would like to receive it as an electronic fund transfer or a paper check, it's going to be a paper check. And the paper check is going to be mailed to the address that is identified in our student information system. So it's very important that you go ahead and select how you would like to receive it, but I really emphasize you want to select to receive it as an electronic fund transfer to a checking account or savings account. There are multiple banks that surround this campus. You know, to open up an account is fairly easy. The only thing that you do have to remember is to open a bank account, you do have to have some money to open it. But please think about, setting it up as an electronic fund transfer, because that will be the most expeditious way to get your money. Next slide, please. So here at Towson, we have identified that there are situations whereby maybe your parent needs to be involved with your financial account. And you as a student can identify your parent or anyone else as an authorized user of your financial account. But you have to do it for your student or for your parent or any other party so that they can have access. You would go ahead and do that through Towson Online Services, and you can identify as many individuals that you would like. In addition to you getting the email identifying that there's a e-bill available for you to pick up, your authorized designated parent or any other authorized user would also get an email letting them know that the e-bill is available. So I would strongly suggest that you want to go ahead and take advantage of having that set up so that your parent or any other authorized individual that you identify would have access to your financial account. Next slide, please. So here's some action items. Number one, know your e-bill due date. And as I've already identified, February 6th is your due date for the spring semester. Also, when you get your email, it is identified on every e-bill what the due date is. Please pay your bill on time. Here at Towson University, we do assess a late fee, and that late fee is $150 if the bill is not paid on time. So please pay your bill on time. Complete the release of information authorization so that if anyone, your parent or anyone that you authorize to talk to us, we can go ahead and verify that you have granted that release of information. Go ahead and identify a parent or anyone else that you identify as an authorized user of your e-bill in your financial account. Also, set up through the disbursement online center, and that would be Bank Mobile, how you want to receive your refund or your financial aid rebate. And again, electronic fund transfer to a checking account or savings account is the most expeditious way to do it. Also, here at Towson, we are obligated to provide a tax credit form associated with higher education every tax year. That tax form is available online. However, you do need to sign up for it, and you can do that at our website. And we ask you to do that because it assists the university in reducing the cost of paper and postage. But please, if you are eligible for a 1098-T tax credit form, you will be identified. You can go ahead and sign up for that, and that document would be available to you online to pick up. And then again, any previous balances for more than $250 will suspend future registration privileges. If you have a bill balance of more than $250 and it is university policy, your registration privileges will be suspended. So make sure that you pay your bill in full on time. Next slide, please. So where can you find the Student and University Billing Office? Well, we're located in the Enrollment Services Building. Many of you probably have walked by this building while you're on campus. And it is what I call the ugliest building on our campus. It doesn't match any of our other building facilities. But currently, our office, the Student and University Billing Office, is located on the 3rd floor, along with the Office of Financial Aid. That's where you would find us. Next slide, please. Here are the methods of contacting the Student and University Billing Office. Our phone number, our website, and our email. Now, we have a great website, and we have a section called Frequently Asked Questions. We ask you to go ahead and use that website, Frequently Asked Questions section, to maybe find the answer to your question. However, if it is not there or you need some more information, please don't hesitate to call us at our office telephone number or email us, and we'll be more than happy to respond to you. Next slide, please. And in closing, I want to thank you very much and welcome to Towson University.
Okay, thanks so much, Tom. Greatly appreciated as always. So students, families, clearly a lot of information shared with you today. So we will be sharing the recording as well as the PowerPoints from today's session later on this week. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. I ask that you bear with